Hello, my name is Lupe, and this was the story of my life. Throughout my life, I went through different life stages, each with their own difficulties and victories. Thankfully, I had people with me throughout every different life stage, and they accompanied me and taught me lessons. They truly made me into the person that I am today. The key to living your own story successfully is to surround yourself with people who understand what life stage you are going through and they help you make it through it.
During my first day of school, I was so nervous but so excited at the same time. I wanted to constantly buy new clothing, new toys, new outfits, and obviously new school material. I wanted to be the coolest kid in class. And as I constantly grew, and oh, believe me, I grew up, I tended to change my interests, so I needed to have new clothing and new toys in order to continue having new friends. And my parents loved to take me to stores like Liverpool where I would be distracted, and as well I would get away from all the peer pressure and all the good grades and my good efforts. I think my parents used to take me to Liverpool because they loved spending time together, such as I did. One of my best memories with my family is going to Liverpool.
As I headed into the teenage years, I faced new challenges such as middle school and high school. As such, I learned to drive, and it was the first time in my life that I felt that I was really growing up. Learning to drive gave me a new sense of confidence and independence. I was able to drive to friends' houses, to different restaurants, and to other places I had to go. During these years, my sense of fashion was a constant change. I continuously kept changing my style year after year. One year, I liked a certain fashion style, and the other, I completely changed it. I was constantly at the lookout for new fashion trends and aware of the stores that were able to keep up with them. I remember I was constantly in Liverpool at least once a month, buying new clothes and gifts for friends. It was a really cool time. During these years of high school, I remember that the Liverpool gift card was the almost only gift of birthday parties, because as my mother said, it was the easier and the more practical to give these out. Later, as you may remember, people started giving out iTunes cards at birthday parties, but I remember that the original gift card was Liverpool's.
After all my teenage years, and as I started my senior year of college, I started to ask myself, what comes next? Am I going to continue learning? Am I going to meet my friends? Am I going to finally be independent? And then I started my first job. And my first job was quite the same as my school day, but not the same. So that's when I started learning new things. I made new friends. Even from my boss who was mean, I learned a lot from him. And as my first day of payday came, I was so excited and so happy. I wanted to spend all my money since I didn't have any responsibility. But that's when I went to Liverpool, where I could spend my money whatever I wanted, but still save some money with what could come next, probably a family, probably a new house, probably traveling. As I entered Liverpool during my first day to spend my first paycheck, I started to remember, and all these nostalgic memories entered me. I remember going in with my parents, and I realized that's what I want someday to, making happy memories.
A few years after I got my first job and I graduated college, I got married to my husband Pablo. We were very happy to move together into a new wet house. We worked a lot to afford this beautiful house. It was the house of my dreams. We obviously needed to decorate it and put furniture in it, which was the most exciting part, yet the most expensive one. We went to Liverpool to buy a sofa, a bed, a bookshelf, curtains, chair, TV, wardrobe, and much more other things because we didn't have a lot of money, but we wanted quality. Pretty much everything we bought came from Liverpool. Soon we started to see our house ready, and we could not believe how beautiful it looked. It looked ready to take us into the next stage of our lives. And seeing all that we bought from Liverpool just served as another reminder of all of my life stages Liverpool had been in, and all of the stories it will continue to be in.
As I first heard the news that I was to become a mother, I was so excited. I couldn't contain the news, so I told everyone, including my husband Paul. But that's when it hit us. With this excitement came anxiety as well. Where will we buy all of our clothing? Do we need to change our furniture? Where will we buy this trailer? So we started to overwhelm ourselves with these questions. But then my mother took me back to Liverpool, and we were able to find everything we needed. and thankfully we were able to afford it. As my first daughter Rosa was born, I was so excited I finally had a daughter to share my memories with. But then she started growing so fast that I broke every single clothing we used to have. So then I needed to go out to Liverpool at least once a month in order to buy her new clothing and new toys. And every single piece I bought for her, it became an unforgettable story for me, and it integrated into her early heart-kept memories. As I entered into this new life stage, my self-concept changed completely. I was another person. I needed new things and I had different priorities. The only thing that remained the same was my family, and such is Liverpool, my constant companion.
A few decades after my first child Rosa was born, our family continued growing. As so, we began to plan many different trips to different places that the kids liked visiting. At the beginning, we didn't know how to plan these, but after a bunch of mistakes during trips I planned myself, I found Liverpool Viajes. It was this travel agency where I could go and have them plan the whole trip for me. And the best part was that they actually had very accessible prices. And combining that with their level of service, they became a key part of my family's life. All the trips to different resorts and the most beautiful beaches around the world provided us with countless memories and stories that we now get to share as family. Getting to know diverse cultures and exploring places far from home was a key part of our kids' upbringing, and it was all thanks to Liverpool Viajes. As we grew as a family, and our kids and us grew older, our interests and needs continued to change, but we remained a close family as I had been with my own parents. I realized that as I and Pablo grew old, we continued growing as a couple and learning from each other, and also how important it is to continue making memories with those that you love the most.
After having faced many challenges and a lot of experiences throughout the years, I can finally enter a new stage in my life where it will be time to retire and I will have more time to take up new hobbies and continue to find myself. This stage came around my 60 years, and no matter how old I was getting, I was still doing the things I love with the people I love. My grandchildren was definitely one of the highlights in my life and in Paul's life, because now we were able to give our grandchildren toys and clothes and, well, to spoil them. As expected, Paul and I found ourselves with our grandchildren on Liverpool doing the same thing our old parents did. One of the greatest gifts of life is definitely to grow old with the people you love.
Now, as I approach my final years, I get to watch back on all of the memories and accomplishments I had during my life. On all of the obstacles I overcame, all of the tears I shed, all of the laughs I had, and all of the friends and loved ones that I encountered. Many people whom I have known have passed already, but many others are still with me today. I am thankful that Liverpool has accompanied me throughout my entire life, taking me into every single life stage, organizing and advertising accordingly. As I look back into my life, and all of the different stories and different life stages, I realize that many things have changed, except for one thing that seems to be everlasting and keeps many of my memories vibrant and alive: Liverpool.